Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with the final video of the evening, a screenwriter's rant on American Skin, the trailer, the new Spike Lee. It's a new Spike Lee movie, doggy. You want to watch the trailer with me? Come here. Come here. You want to make a spectacle of yourself. Come over here then. There you go. Now everybody can see it. So, this is the new Spike Lee movie called American Skin. And it's got a pretty straightforward premise. It starts with this guy on the right and a cop, and he's got him in an interrogation room, kind of a reverse situation, because obviously, I thought at first this guy was some sort of detective, like, inside, one of the cop detectives who does cop investigations, but then it flashed back to this. And it's a stop where the two white cops stop a father and son, and the father's the one sitting across from the cop later. And something goes wrong, and the cop panics and shoots and kills his son. So now he's back for revenge. And, at first, I said, okay, yeah. I mean, this is a drama. It's not necessarily a drama I'm like gung-ho to see, but it could be good. Obviously the cops get off and he's looking over stuff on his son, and there's protest, and then he decides to get together with his friends. When you're given no justice and they take over the police station, you're given no choice. And so they take over the police station with guns, and then they let out all the prisoners, and then they have a trial with the cop. And then they're surrounded by snipers, and so this is, I think we all know how this is going to end. Now, casting by Tracy Twinkie Bird. Let's see. Written and directed by Nate Parker. Oh, I thought this was a Spike Lee movie. Oh, it's a Spike Lee presentation. Oh. I don't know Nate Parker, so okay, so maybe it won't be, and I don't mean to bash Spike Lee, because I do like some of his movies. I thought Do the Right Thing was a good movie. There's one other movie I like. I can't think of it, but but the other movies, they get so preachy or ostentatious. Nate Parker, his name sounds kind of familiar, but I can't think of anything he's done before. So maybe it's good. I don't know. Looking at it from this perspective, I could tell you that if they'd made this movie, say, 30 years ago, I already know the ending. The ending would be that they would take over the police station, put the white cop on trial, and at the end of it, the prisoners would discover that it was an accident, and that the cop didn't mean to kill the kid, just as he said, and that that they shouldn't do anything. That would be the climax of the movie. Like, you would think, like, through the whole movie, oh man, they're just gonna kill this cop, and then the big twist would be that the prisoners say, no man, he didn't kill him, and then it would flip, and he would like take the cop up on the roof to kill him, and then at the end he still can't bring himself to do it, and then he gets shot anyway by some other cops who are there to save everybody, and then maybe you'd have some sort of emotional resolution with the cop, and he would quit the force and dedicate his life to trying to make up for his mistake, and but I don't think it's going to end that way. In this modern era, I think the moral lines are more gray, and it's going to be I don't think it's going to be he kills the cop and gets away with it, but I think it's going to be much more dark, And look, the moral of these kinds of stories should always be revenge doesn't get you anything. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't fulfill you. You can get your revenge, but you'll still feel just as empty. Now you want to go back? Okay. That you'll feel just as empty. But in this day and age, I think a lot of creators, they think, "Oh, I'll be different," or "Oh, I always wanted to see a movie where, at the end they just shoot that cop or whatever," and but they don't understand what that does to the drama. It sucks the air out of the room. The moment they were to kill that cop, that's it. Movie's over. Movie's over, and it's a bad ending. And you've got nothing else. The tension is between him and the cop and his desire for revenge. And the whole point of the movie should be, will revenge take over this guy? And to prove him the better man, he can't let revenge dictate his final actions. But maybe not. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I'm just guessing, because it's, in some respects, doing the ending I outlined in the beginning is kind of like nothing new. They've done similar movies like this. Ultimately, a lot of these movies, I think, they're very message driven and they're not story driven. And while I think this is a hugely important topic, police, in my view, have too much power in this country. They shouldn't be stopping people, and pointing guns at them immediately, especially kids. There's a whole, but at the same time, it is dangerous. It is dangerous out there, and you have to acknowledge that too. I think if the laws in this country were reformed, it would be a lot safer for everybody. But right now, we live in a world where that's not happening. But that all being said, this kind of movie is kind of meh, in terms of the material. We've seen it a million times. We've seen it on the news. Unless you're going to give us something new, then why are we watching it? And that's why, I feel like in order to give us something new, you're going to end it with killing that cop, and that it won't give you the satisfaction. Even in a movie, it won't give you the satisfaction you want. Maybe you could do a Punisher-like character who kills bad cops or something. That would be kind of cool. Actually, I think the Punisher did that too, but I think that would be a cool movie. It would be action oriented. It would get away. The villains in that, the cops in that would have to be cartoonishly bad, but I think that would make for a more exciting movie. This just feels already like it's preaching to me a little bit, and I don't know if I'm going to see anything new. And on the one hand, if I do see something new, I think it's going to be morally ambiguous and not great. And if I don't, if it does end sort of in the moral way that I expect it to, I kind of already seen that a million times. So I feel like this movie probably shouldn't have been greenlit, but I kind of understand why it was, because it's kind of exploiting the news is really what it's doing. I feel. I get why it's here. I don't know if I don't see anything in the trailer like if there's anything new to say. Is there anything new to say about this? Is there anybody who disagrees that the cops have too much power and they've shot too many people, and many of them have been people of color? Pretty much we're all on board with that and want to solve the problem. I don't know if this movie really offers up any solution or a new take on it, on why the problem exists or what we could do to stop it. So, I don't know. Maybe it's the cut of the trailer. Anyhow, that's my feeling. Would I watch this movie? Meh. maybe on a Netflix, Hulu, Amazon kind of thing, if I was already paying for it, if I had nothing else to do. I'm not excited about this movie. It doesn't excite me. It's quite frankly, the subject matter is a little dark and depressing, so it's like, maybe not for me. Maybe a new cut of the trailer would help. I don't know.